I remember sitting in the stands in New York and watching Melo's first college game. That was before we knew anything about number 6, number 23 over there. I walked away. I said, "Oh, that's the number 1 pick in the draft." I had never seen a player in my own eyes that he was cold.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He was cold, and so now to be able to know I'm gonna sit there and watch my brother go into the Hall of Fame, it's an incredible journey, man. It's an incredible journey.
You play a part. Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is. My name is Kazeem Famuyide. You could call me Kaz. And this is a Wave original by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Like we always do on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, we're going to get into some of the hottest topics in the NBA, including LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith getting face-to-face at the Crypto.com arena, Jimmy Butler and his playoff Jimmy impact on the Warriors, and so much more. But first, we have to introduce a very, very special guest we have joining us today, Melo.
Yeah.
Man, this dude doesn't need an introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. 3-time NBA champion.
Yes, 13-time All-Star.
13-time All-Star.
06 Finals MVP.
Won a gold medal, you know what I'm saying?
Together in 08.
More importantly, I'm always honored to be on this chair, in this table, in this space. But this is a Hall of Fame space right here, man. I'm in the midst of 2 Hall of Famers. Ladies and gentlemen, his first time in the hook, but his second time on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Make some noise for the one and only Dwyane Wade.
Man, love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dang, 2006. That it's almost 20 years ago, dog.
Whew.
That's crazy.
Yeah, to put the math together like that.
I saw 06. I was like, dang.
Yeah, them years are starting to look crazy. Like 05 is starting to look crazy. 04, 03.
I saw a highlight the other day. I couldn't even see the highlight.
It's blurry as hell.
It was so blurry. I was like, come on, man. We ain't there, are we?
Welcome to Unk status, yo.
But imagine watching
how's it feel to make it to Unk status, yo?
Me and Mel, man, we at the old guys doing old commercials now. We the Magics, the Larrys,
that's what I'm
doing those commercials together now.
So we was talking about this, right? We talked about this the other day when Kiyan Coleman was on. We was talking about your AT&T commercial.
Oh yeah.
When y'all also in there doing the statue unveiling and all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I appreciate y'all getting me in there last minute, man. Thank y'all for that. Thank you for that.
I didn't even know you was in there.
I know they listen. I shot it on Friday. They called me on Thursday.
They're like, yo, D Wade be here tomorrow. I said, what? Tomorrow? Where the fuck he at? They're like, nah, he shoot his segment tomorrow.
On the green screen.
Wow.
That was fire.
TV Magic, I thought you were in the same room.
No, I was definitely, listen, I hit Melo. I'm like, I'm thinking you in LA because I'm going to shoot it. I didn't know you had already shot it.
The shit was done. Like, commercials coming out next week. Like, they like, yo, D Wade coming. I'm like, oh shit.
But they hit me. They said, you want to do this spot with Melo, whatever case may be. I read it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do this. I was like, when? They was like, tomorrow. I was like, tomorrow. We got time to get the contract.
That's good friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Good friends, good brotherhood.
Y'all don't need paperwork, man. Y'all known each other for long enough times. Like Mel doing it. I'll be there. Make it happen.
Already know.
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm great, dog. I'm out here on this New York grind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Out here doing TV, man. Stepping into my next phase.
Doing it to the Today Show.
Doing the Today Show. My bad.
He's new to it. So
my bad. Doing TV.
He's new to that world. Please explain to him what's the difference.
Media Wade. I like Media Wade, though, man. Like, Media Wade's different.
He's on the show that changes the narratives of households.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You're on the straight hand path, man. Like, you are on the show that America watches. And, you know what I mean? Not just doing that, but, you know, being the host of it and getting your feet wet. I think last year, you know what I mean? We really got to know Media Wade during the Olympics, but it's different hosting the Today Show.
Media Wade is crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm out here doing the Today Show, man. It's one of those things, and it's crazy because I said I wanted to do it a couple of years ago. Like 2 years ago, I was with my family, and I was watching something on TV, and I was like, man, I want to do that. And it's crazy that I'm out here hosting for the week, and you know, doing all right, having a good time. Just planting my feet down, trying to see what the next step is for me, and it feels good. So hopefully my future looks look like Media Wave. Hopefully
I think you're doing all right, man.
Yeah,
like you've been killing
yeah.
it every media opportunity you've had, bro. It's been really dope to see that.
I appreciate that, bro.
It's so dope though, because like, and we're gonna get into the topics in a bit, but like, it's so dope watching the athletes that we've all grown up, you know what I mean, see as players sort of take that step as being the voices now, you know what I mean? And it comes at a time where, you know what I mean, no disrespect to anybody doing it right now, but I think it's so needed that we need those new voices that we grew up with different perspectives that we've watched come in through a different time in the NBA, now be on the outside looking in as, you know what I mean, I told y'all, welcome to Unk World, you know what I mean? I'm back at the Unk now.
He Unk. I ain't okay.
Nah, y'all Unks, man, y'all gotta embrace it.
You're not that far, bro. You like, what, you 39?
40.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm 43.
That's what I'm saying. You 43 is on.
No, you know what? You're right. And I think that's the one thing is the cool thing about it is different now, though, than once we were playing, we saw guys retire and get into TV.
Facts.
They didn't have this platform, the ability to be able to have the dual platforms and the dual personalities in a sense. I mean, one of the guys I know we're going to talk about, he's doing it is Stephen A.
Yeah.
We used to seeing Stephen A in a certain kind of way, but now you go to his show on YouTube, his show, you see a whole different Stephen A. And so this dual ability now that's what makes it even exciting for us to now even want to jump into the world, because now we can get our fucks and shits off on the couch.
Hey,
it's not on network.
We also watched that.
Yeah.
And we also watched that over the years of how it was done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we actually respected,
of course,
the journalists and the ones who actually was putting the work in and the effort and telling the right stories. Like, you know what I mean? Critiquing the actual game, not the person. Like, we respect those guys.
I think
and then it lost. It's lost.
The cool thing about it is, though, like, I think you'll both be able to take, you know what I mean, the experiences of the OGs before y'all, be in this sort of time right now,
and the next one,
and then speak to a generation that's not even gonna, you know, no disrespect to them, but like they'll get to a time where they don't even think of Kenny, Charles, Shaq. Like, they're gonna grow up listening to Wade, listening to Melo, listening to these guys talk the game. So it's a very exciting time, and there's no better time to get off the fucks and shits now than right now on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, because I'm so glad y'all both here. I'm so glad y'all both here to talk about this. LeBron James stepped away from the Lakers huddle mid-game against our New York Knicks.
That's bold.
To confront Stephen A. Smith on the day that it was announced that he signed a $100 million contract with ESPN.
Put your money where your mouth at, man.
Over comments about him and his son/teammate. It's crazy to see son/teammate on here. Bronny James. Footage shows LeBron telling Stephen A, "Stop shitting on my son." Stephen A responded on First Take and his podcast, clarifying that he wasn't critiquing Bronny, but rather the position his father LeBron put him in.
So you critiquing the pops.
Wade, your thoughts on this wild situation, although the world is dying to hear what y'all got to say about this.
He's the guest, man. Come on. He's on the couch, man.
I have a personal relationship with Stephen A. Obviously, our relationship with Brian and my relationship with Brian is documented.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And I have a relationship with Stephen A as well. And so we talk. You know what I mean? I'm not talking out of school. Me and him text back and forth about the situation. And just, you know, to be candid and honest, I told him, you know, it's dual sides once again. You know, I mean, I think you understand both sides if you're that person who wants to understand both sides. I told him, as a father, I'm walking up on you.
Right.
I get it, because I'm like that too. Like I'm at you.
Of course.
But also, you know what I told him, I said, and I think we've never seen LeBron do that. Like, even we've never seen, like, LeBron don't even go back at players that foul him too hard on the court. We've never seen him be like, he's always been just even keel and level headed in every aspect. And sometimes you want him to jump. Sometimes you want him to go, and he won't. And so to watch the clip and watch him on that bench and see Stephen A over there, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it.
I mean,
he could not stand it.
They got the memo. Yo, Stephen A, he coming tonight. He coming to the game tonight.
He knew it, because he saw him in warm up when he walked in. You know what I mean? It was burning him. But you know, I told him, I said, you know, Stephen A, I think the one thing is, and first of all, I take it as that's a sign of respect that LeBron did that to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know
he knows the power of Stephen A's voice.
He understands
also.
that. And I told him, I said, and that's the thing. Your microphone is the loudest. Your platform is the biggest. And also, you're a black man.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what I mean? So you got to understand, you know, where he's coming from with that. If he even approached you, because yes, the Skip Bayless of the world and all these guys have said things about him his entire career, and he's been above it. He stayed quiet above it and did his thing. And so that meant something. That's respect right there for everything you've built. We know Stephen A. from Quite Frankly. We know Stephen A. when he was on the come up. And so that's respect. But also too, it's a touchy situation because we've never seen this before. We've never seen this before when it comes to son, father. What do you say? What don't you say? In that aspect. So I don't know if it's a right answer, but I would have walked up on him and said something too.
I think there's no right answer here. There's no right answer here, right?
Because no right answer.
At first, you know what I mean? If you're Stephen A., like, bro, you're doing, at the end of the day, Stephen A. is doing what Stephen A. is supposed to do. He's doing his job. The moment, you know what I mean? And all credit to him. Stephen A. has never said anything about Bronny up until he became a Laker. Didn't say anything about him when he was in high school. Didn't say about him in USC. Didn't say nothing about him through any of that stuff. So now when you in the situation where your peers are people I talk about and talk to every single day, it's his job to, critique him as an athlete. But at the same time, we're all fathers here, right?
That's the thing you gotta understand.
You want to say that like you do the right thing in a situation, but I'm sure we've all been in a situation where you are liable to crash out over your kid no matter
I've done
what it is.
I've crashed out over mine. I will continue to crash out over mine. Right or wrong. I'm crashing out over mine.
Right or wrong. And
because you see your kid.
Exactly.
You see how it affects them.
You don't see a teammate.
Yeah, you don't see that. So Brian was like Stephen A. said, that was a father.
Yeah.
That was point blank period, a father that that he knows his son. He knows if it has affected his son in any way. They have conversations in their household. That was strictly a father. That was not LeBron James, one of the greatest players we've ever seen. That was strictly a dad. And from a dad perspective, I'm at you. But from a perspective, you doing your job, you're not wrong for doing your job at all. The way that Stephen A. does his job, that's who he is. In a sense of everything he said, he did not talk about him in high school. He did not go see him in high school. He did not talk about him in college. He did none of those things. And two, Bron is my guy, but Bron did put some extra heat on Bronny.
Yeah.
When Bron put out that tweet about him, he better than these cats in the NBA.
That was my thing.
He started the media. They checked that. They was like, oh, okay,
right.
And so they waiting on something.
So Stephen A. was on Gil's Arena, and Stephen A. saw the clip of Richard Jefferson and LeBron talking, where I think you can make out LeBron saying like, I don't care what he says about me, but when he said, I'm coming to you as a father, that's when he was like, all right. And then Stephen A. responded like, oh, so it was about you. It wasn't about Bronny. You know what I mean? So I think from that perspective, when it comes to what he says about, LeBron, like putting him in an incredible situation where I said earlier, I don't think there's a right answer here. You know what I mean? We've never seen anything like this.
You can't separate church from state with that. You can't separate that. So there is a fine line of I am a father, but you can't separate the fact that he is your teammate as well. You get what I'm saying? And he's in this league to be critiqued. I just think this has been a build-up. We're talking 22 years. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with Bronny. It's just the fact that Bronny is a part of the conversation now, and he also got to protect his seed. You get what I'm saying? You got to protect the kingdom, no matter how old a nigga is. Like, he's Bronny. That's my dad. So Bron got to protect that. But there's also energy with those two and those crews, just as from over the years of just build up. This ain't no love relationship that we talk. This ain't no love friendship that we talk about.
They don't have a friendship,
right? So this is it is what it is in a sense, right? This just Stephen A. doing what he's supposed to do over the years. Bron doing what he's doing over the years, and this is what happens. Some shit might get misconstrued. I might not like what you say. I might not fuck with you. I ain't gonna deal with you. But the fact that I think the energy is because we dealing with two juggernauts in their respective fields, right? Bron being who he is, Stephen A. being who he is. A lot of people don't know that history between those two. The only thing people know is what Stephen A. may say or what he may not say. Bron has never spoken on any situation with Stephen A. So if I'm sitting there for 20 plus years and I'm just taking all of this information, all the shit that you've said to me is about me over the years, now my son is the trigger.
Yeah.
No matter what you said about him, that's the trigger. If you ain't saying nothing right, if you ain't standing up for him, that's the trigger. Whether anybody like it or not.
I think
I think Stephen A. handled it the right way in that situation, because somebody else who may not know LeBron, right, that's in the media space could have took that totally the wrong way and reacted differently and replied differently.
Facts.
So it'd have been a bigger spectacle. The fact that Stephen A. understands what this is really about. Okay, I'm in a situation. I got so-and-so right here. I got so-and-so right here. Nah, I just signed 100. We ain't doing. All right, go ahead, champ. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. I got to swallow my pride right now, but you.
I mean, what was he supposed to? Ain't nobody fighting.
I got it.
Nobody fighting.
Nobody fighting. But also, I can't even go back at you. I got to leave it alone.
For sure.
I got to just listen to you.
Yeah.
Because any wrong thing, anything that I say can trigger something else.
Yeah.
So we just got to leave that situation alone.
You mentioned something earlier about the 22-year history between not just media, but the specific type of media, the takes, the everyday daily shows. Like, clearly, you know what I mean? We spoke earlier in the show about the OG athletes, like, going into this next, phase of their career. And granted, they dealt with media, they dealt with journalism. They didn't deal with the first takes. They didn't deal with, like, the social media, the everything that comes with the rise of a guy like Stephen A. Smith to where he commands $100 million because of everything.
Yeah, and shout out to him, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Shout out to Stephen A.
He set the bar in there.
Shout out to him, bro.
He set the bar in a place that no other person in that industry has ever set it.
Yeah.
So on that sense, you got LeBron James. You also came up in the same sort of time where it's not just we're talking ball here. Everything that is public, out for the public, we're going to speak on. So if we're going for 22 years and not saying nothing.
Yeah, it's a boil up.
It probably felt personal too.
Yeah, it's a boil up because it's like, damn, like at the end of the day, to your point, like, yo, I'm a black man at the end of the day who just made history, who just, like, this is different shit that we actually dealing with. We know they kicking the dog while he's down. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We know that. So let's protect that.
Right.
Let's protect that for right now because he can't fight back.
Right.
But also, we put too much on it. And I think that's the problem. And Bron understands that in a sense. It's we put too much on. This kid is fresh out of college. This kid got to develop. This kid got to understand the NBA. He got to understand the season. He got to understand how to practice. He got to understand how to develop. His mental ain't right. The kid ain't play in college. Right. He was battling health issues. Like, so now he's here. He got to learn how to be that. And the only way I know how to be that is looking at my pops. And that's a tall feat. Like,
nobody in the history of sports have had to deal with the sort of criticism and microscope that LeBron has had to deal with.
But here's the thing, Bronny needs criticism.
Yes.
We all need some form of criticism.
Yeah.
I think when it came from the way Stephen A. came, he was talking about LeBron as a father, but he was talking about Bronny at the same time. It felt personal.
Yeah.
And I think it was the way that he said it. If you watching that and you LeBron, it came on personal to you,
and
even though Stephen A.
enough is enough.
Yeah, and it just boiled up. You saw he was on the bench sitting there. He looked to the side a couple times, and
I think Knicks was still up at that point.
Sick of this nigga, man.
Yeah, he was just sick. He was sick, and it was a moment. Now, like Stephen A. said, he could have got him out of the game. He could have said, I want to talk to you after the game. He could have walked up to him and said, I want to talk to you later. But that wasn't calculated.
You know why? Because the where we at today in society, culturally, just where we at, you got to stand on what you say.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Whether it's good, bad, and different, you got to stand on it. So if you say it, be ready to stand on it.
Right.
I don't think nobody was expecting Bron to approach anybody.
Because he haven't.
Anybody for 23 years, 22 years, he haven't approached anybody. So now this is deeper than you just saying some shit. It's deeper than rap with this situation.
All right, so as fathers.
So my instinct says I'm sick. Like, I'm really sick of this nigga. Like, I'm, you know what I mean? Like,
he represented Stephen A. represented everybody else.
Bro, I was about to say, what did y'all, initially when it first saw, what did y'all think?
Yes.
Like, finally.
Yes.
I know me. I know I would have did the same thing if that's the way I felt. I don't know how Bron felt.
It wasn't about me. It was about seeing that and like, yo, yes, like about time. Because now that you set the tone with the biggest nigga,
right?
You set the tone with everybody else.
Yeah.
Talk about the game. Talk about my son's the game. Don't talk about me as a father.
Right,
you have no rights to talk about me as a father and what I deal with in my household and how I raise my kids. Keep that out the picture. Let's talk about if my son missed 3 shots, if he ain't played. Let's talk about the game in Philly when he was forced to play and they forced him to look bad out. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about, they could talk about those embarrassing moments.
Right.
Let's talk about how he got to get better. I mean, it's just inevitable.
And that's just basketball talk. That's
also development. Like, we're not giving him no grace period.
Right. But also, too, Bronny's been playing very well in the G League. Like, every level, from the Summer League, when he struggled in the beginning, and then eventually started mastering Summer League in a sense, where he started playing very well. Then the G League, he struggled in the beginning, and then eventually he found the cadence to the game, and he's playing very well. Man, they put the man in very early in the Philly game.
Come on,
they
man.
went right at the kid. He turned the ball up. He didn't get 36 minutes. Yeah, he got 5 minutes to get in there. That's any basketball player. You're not going to be successful in that situation.
He just flew in. He had 2 games in the G League, a doubleheader. Then he fly to Philly. Go ahead, kid. Like, I'd have been like, JJ, like my shit.
No, they put him on Tyrese Maxey, dog. I'm like, come on, man.
Bro, they picking him up 94.
Yeah,
come on. You already know. Bron already put out my son better than some of these cats they at you. That was a tough situation. And he didn't get a chance to play 36 minutes to get, you turn the ball over. Okay, but if I get more time, I'm going to figure it out.
That's a fact.
He was on the bench eventually.
Yeah.
And so I said it on my show. I felt that when Stephen A came out and talked about Bronny in that game, it was an unfair assessment of Bronny in that moment, because you only saw a couple minutes of him. We ain't getting a full taste of Bronny, and not saying that he's ready to get that yet, but it's a different pace, a different speed, a different everything when you come from the G League to the NBA. So he definitely needs a grace period, but at the same time, on the other side, their job is to critique. Not criticize always, but to critique. And so it just depends on how you take how they're critiquing. It's a fine
line, bro. It is.
Ain't no right answer.
It's a fine line. It's the man's son. He, arguably the GOAT. Like, it's a very fine line. And also, I'm sick and tired. I'm just, at this point in my career, in my life, I'm tired. This is what it comes down to.
He's 40, bro.
I'm sick of these. This is how you start thinking that. Man, fuck everybody. Like, I'm sick of these niggas. Like, enough is enough,
You remember Kobe, when he was older?
Nigga was angry as hell.
I was like, I can't wait to be like that. I can't wait to be like that.
You don't want loud music. You don't want none of that shit.
You don't want to hear nothing. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
He be all right, man. He be all right, but he did set the tone. He set the tone.
You said he set the tone, right?
Yeah,
now
he gonna catch Skip Bayless next.
I don't know if he's going up to Skip's YouTube.
He's not giving him that.
He's not giving. I
Bro,
think
that was respect, man. Stephen A. Take that as respect, man. LeBron James has never done that,
man. Stephen A. know what it is. Stephen A. no fool. You know what I'm saying? He know the environment. He know the assignment. He knows what's going on.
That's a gift. I just signed a $100 million contract.
It's deeper.
And the star players was in front of the world. I'm like, what?
Come on, man. Get that picture and send it to him. Tell him to sign it.
Come on, man.
That's good PR though, for both.
For both of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're both. There's no wrong or right answer here, because as a father,
there's no wrong answer.
As a father, coming from where LeBron's coming from.
As a father, I'm pulling up.
You both have kids.
As a father, I'm pulling up.
You both have basketball playing kids.
But also being on this side of the microphone, which we're getting to that place.
That's a fact.
I've already experienced this, and I'm just into this world where you say something, you have a different take, a different view than a player. Then they act like they don't see you. Mm-hmm. This has already happened to me, and I just got into this game.
Wait,
and so, no, it ain't time yet. It ain't time yet. But what I'm saying is, when you on this side, you got this microphone on this side, you are gonna get into that with another player where they're not gonna like the way that you critiqued or the way that you view or the way that, your view and your insights on the game when it comes to about them. I've been that player that I did not like certain things that people said about me. They could have been right. I didn't like the way you said it. I ain't like the last 5 times you open your mouth. It feel like you hating on me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough, man.
You're all humans at the end of the day, right? Like, and I think it's different because Stephen A. is a journalist. He's a media professional. Y'all are both players. Y'all both are in the same small fraternity. Stephen A. is not a journalist anymore. Well, he is a figure. He's a media empire. Like, he is a prominent figure. Like, he do it all. You can't just limit him to journalism. Like, in the sense of the takes that y'all give, right? Like, because of how successful he is, he can say whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. When players either ghost you or like not like talk to you a certain way because of something y'all said, you could kind of understand it because you've been players before.
Yeah, for sure.
And you've been through it when somebody says something crazy about you. You're just like, nah,
I like to address stuff though.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm saying.
So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I told Stephen A. If I'm Brown, I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
More so because I like to address stuff. Let's get this elephant out the room.
There's no more, yo, he got my number. Them days is over.
Right.
It's over. Like it is what it is. Them days are actually over where, yo, he got my number, tell him holler at me. Nah.
I gotta see you in person.
We just gotta have we men. We gotta have a conversation. I don't want to text you and ask you, yo, why you say that? I want to see what you stand on. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask
see
y'all,
what you
man.
stand on. Like, it's no issues. It's just I'm not like it ain't about being
they're
tough.
not
It's
friends.
like,
They ain't gonna be
I just
friends.
want to see that energy that you have. If you have that same animation, that same energy that you have speaking on the topic or speaking on me, if I feel like it's at the point where I have to address it. I ain't gonna address everything, but if I feel like I'm being played with or disrespected or you just taking shots for no reason, then I really want to see you stand on that. And we just need to have a conversation. Let's just talk and tell me your point of view and I'll tell you why I'm upset about it.
Do y'all, this might be a personal question, but do y'all still have like a group chat with you, Braun, Wade? Like if there is a group chat, what did it look like the day that LeBron pressed Stephen A?
No, I haven't talked to him about it.
I haven't talked to him about it? There been no conversation?
I haven't talked to him about it.
Have you talked about it?
Yeah, I spoke
What was
to
it
him.
like?
Honestly, it's about time. Like all caps, about time. Like, and it's not just for Stephen A. Smith. It's just people need to see that energy
Yeah, I
from
like
you.
that shit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I
It
can't wait
wasn't
to go get
about
some wine and talk about
disrespecting.
it.
It wasn't about, oh, I'm just going to put my tough pants on now. Like, nah, like let's leave my son out of this, my nigga. Like it's simple.
It's about to be a shift, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's simple. Like my daughter got to see this. My family got to see
Yeah,
this.
you got to
like,
stand on business. And
you know,
Brown's
you
standing on
gotta
business
stand
for his
on it. You gotta
family.
stand, and I told him, I said, about time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man.
Not saying he was right or wrong,
Yeah,
but as
about
a father,
time, though. About
You
time.
understand.
About
I'm
time.
pulling up.
Some
Exactly.
people gonna like it. Some people not. Some people gonna agree with it. Some people not.
Hey, that's life.
Fuck it.
That's life, man. It is what it is.
yeah, you can talk about me, but you can talk about my kids. In any way, it's a personal thing.
And
for
I'll
me.
tell you this.
I'm telling
some
you what,
people might be not be as
I'm
nice
start
as Braun
sitting
put
all the
it.
way in the stand. I'm sitting in the nosebleeds with my son. I'm gonna be honest with you. I already, you know what I mean?
the top row to carry on next season.
You know,
Not even trying to be
put the
that bad.
headphones on the kids. Like that's what I'm doing. Lil Wayne used to come to the game with the AirPods
With
and
the
shit.
AirPods
like,
on, with
that's
headphones.
gonna be me at the game. I don't
even
want to
talk
hear
to me.
shit. Like I don't want to hear a goddamn thing.
Need a Melo line. You gonna be sitting right there courtside talking shit.
Put headphones on.
I was like, he said that now.
line.
Tip off next year. We're gonna clip this clip right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I
next
wanna hear
week. Next
shit.
year, you're gonna be right there, front row.
Nah, it's cool though.
Speaking of the sons of legendary hoopers, Melo, the McDonald's All-American Game roster was announced.
They jerked us.
And the number one ranked player in New York was noticeably absent. Of
They
course,
jerked us.
we're talking about Kiyan Anthony Melo. I already heard
Anthony
your thoughts.
family once again.
Come on,
Gets
man.
jerked.
Man.
You see that, D-Man? I thought I was, you know what I mean? I crawled for my man could run. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, ask the question.
Nah,
Shaq.
I mean, that's the question, man. What were your thoughts on the snub from the game?
they
I was a
jerked us.
shoo-in, man.
Nah, they jerked us. You know what I mean? They jerked us. This team been set for 4 years now. Like, it ain't, you get what I'm saying? Like, these teams be set since freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start seeing the same group of kids that go from freshman, sophomore, junior. They start playing in all the games together. They start traveling together. They become USA team together. It's the same kids.
It's very political. I mean, you weren't a McDonald's All-American.
No. I think he deserved
Right.
to make it. No
Right.
bias shit. I think he really put the work in and really deserved to be a McDonald's All-American
Of course.
because of his journey and because of his trajectory and how his development went. You talking about a kid who played freshman basketball his freshman year to becoming the number one player in the state of New York. Like that should mean something itself, being the number one player in the state of New York.
Yeah.
Itself, right?
Man, Melo was so hot, he didn't even text me back when I asked him.
Man,
He didn't even text me back when
and
I
I'm gonna
was
tell you
hot.
I'm gonna tell you what I was even hotter about.
All right, what was it?
I did the McDonald's deal.
I ain't gonna lie. I saw that commercial the other day too.
I'm like, oh, this is a wrap. Like, like what? This is a wrap. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, this, you know, I'm being kind of a little optimistic and shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah. Then I'm like, nah, they gonna jerk him.
Damn.
This was early. Like, nah, they gonna jerk him. Every day, 20, 25, this, that, winning. The kid ain't lose in high school yet, and in his senior year yet.
Mm.
He got the number one, like they the number one team. They the number 3 team in the country. Like, what are we sitting here talking about? How?
That's tough.
That's my perspective on it. I think he got jerked. I think he deserved it. I think there's a couple other kids who actually deserved it as well. No knock to the kids that's there, but what is it? What's the criteria now?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is the criteria to being?
It's not like he's not playing up against these guys too. And
you're playing against all of those
doing
guys.
His thing also.
You're winning against these guys. Like, what does it? What does it mean?
Now,
and this is the first time in a long time that the number one player in the state of New York, a top 30 kid, didn't make the McDonald's All-American game.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah,
like
what you do, bro?
With all the accolades,
what you do, Mel?
He checked every box.
Let me turn it this way. We just spent some time talking about, you know what I mean, what it's like to look out for your kid, and you know what I mean, the shadow that you cast as a player, you know what I mean, for your son. Do you think there was somebody back there or somebody in the higher ups that was like, man, we're gonna teach this kid a lesson?
I would say that if it was given to him.
Okay.
Then I would have to look myself in the face and be like, you know what? They jerked him because of me. I was doing too much. No. He did everything right.
Yeah.
Accordingly.
Yeah.
To what is the proper steps that you're supposed to do and make.
Yeah, he did, man.
To make that game. So it ain't about the game. Yeah, you missed the game, but it's like the lesson in that. Don't stop working.
Yeah.
Just because you don't get what you want, don't stop working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a part of his story now.
You did every single thing. Name something you haven't done. Name it. All EYBL team, led Team Melo in the summertime, led EYBL in scoring. USA camp, go out there, do his thing. Led Players Association top 100 camp in scoring. Led Nike camp. Like it's like, but then it becomes, oh, we don't need a scorer. He's just a scorer. And I'm like, oh, damn. Yeah. So he's getting penalized early for doing something very good.
We don't need a scorer. What do you need?
Like, what do you need?
You need a defender in the McDonald's.
So my thing is, you don't. Okay, you want to see him off the ball. I'm gonna show you him off the ball. He's gonna get better and develop off the ball. I'm gonna show you. You want him to, be a spot up shooter. I'm gonna show you he can play that way too. You want to see a 6'4", 6'5" point guard play in a pick and roll. I'm gonna show you that too. Oh, we want to see him play defense. I'm gonna show you that he's a lockdown defender. Like this is no bullshit. Like I laugh at like, damn nigga, you locking up. Like he locks down. Like he's a really, really good defender. Now they're gonna say, oh, but you gotta win. They're the number 3 team in the country. Oh, he missed 4 games early in the season for injury. He hasn't lost a game since. One game the other day in the championship, in the Scholastic Championship against Lincoln Academy.
That's tough, man.
Like what is the criteria for these kids? Don't keep raising the bar on the kids.
I think it's a good thing ultimately. I think it's a good thing ultimately, man.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, look, and sometimes it's a fine line because he could be like, yo, dad, but damn, nigga, you was a number 1 player. You made McDonald's game. You did this and you did. I'm like, it's different. Nigga, it's different. It's a lot different. Me being the number 1 player at that point in time, then the politics that you have to deal with today. The fact that I was a number 1 player and I had all of that and I built that. You have to deal with some of that today.
Yeah, there you go.
It's inevitable. You have to deal with that.
It's the shadow you cast as.
Yeah. So when you know that, we can go through the process of, yo, how you feeling, champ? Man, that's some bullshit, dad. But all right, but guess what? We got the playoffs coming. We got the playoffs. We play all of them niggas.
Yeah. Yeah, you can make a statement.
We play everybody. Like, let's go.
Let's get back to work.
Right? So
simple.
And I'm speaking for all the kids though. Like, Like, what is the criteria in this? You know? And I'm in it every single day. I'm in it. I'm in it.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. It is some bullshit. So, I thought he should have made it, man. But
indeed.
We gonna change the subject real quick. We're talking about the Lakers story off the court, but as far as on the court is concerned, LeBron has been looking like his MVP self lately. He's averaging nearly identical numbers from his 2013 season when he played with you, D Wade, in Miami, and he won MVP. What are your impressions of how Bron looked next to Luka? He's playing more off the ball. He's running the floor. He's playing some power forward. He's rolling. He's knocking down catch and shoot threes. Do you see any similarities from how he's playing right now with the Lakers than when you two played together in Miami?
I don't know about similarities, but he just the thing what's so great about LeBron's career is he continues to get to show his whole array of the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because his mind and his body still works at the same. Like his mind can tell his body what to do. When we get older, your mind can't tell your body what to do no more.
Yeah.
His mind can still tell his body to take off, and it takes off. And so he's blessed in that sense, and obviously he's done a lot to make sure that happens. But he's getting a chance to show his full array of greatness consistently. And so, yeah, Luka comes, now he get to show his other sides that he's done before in different times, right? He's played, when he came to Miami, he played in the mid-post at first. Then he played on the ball. Then now he's showing you he can shoot threes. Like he's giving you everything in the game of basketball. It's like, what else do you want from me? Mm-hmm. And so because he's been great for so long and his body still can do what his mind say do, he just continues to show his full array of greatness. And so I'm not going to say anything about him playing with me similarities. Like, I ain't with that. Like we champions over here, so we ain't going there, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? We didn't put them trophies over here.
Like this, chat.
Yeah, I'm not going there. Like you got to weigh in first before.
We got G-Flop classification.
I saw something recently. Media's media. They know what to do, but they said something about they was having this conversation about Luka being LeBron's favorite team. I'm like, they played 6 games together. How y'all gonna just Kyrie Irving's over there? Like how you gonna do that?
I was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago and I said this might be the best playmaker that LeBron has played with, and Melo came correct. He's like, bro, he played with Wade, he played with Kyrie. I'm like, it's a different type of playmaker.
Yeah, different player.
But you know what I mean? Like as far as like just playing strictly off the ball, you know what I mean? I think this is the first time we've seen somebody who is
let me tell you something about playmaking, okay? And tell you the difference of the era. So okay. And not saying Luka's one of the best passers we've ever seen. It's a little easy to play make when that paint open. We played the era where that paint was packed.
That's facts.
You play making when that paint is packed, you a playmaker. You play making when that paint is open, yeah, you're a playmaker. But it's different levels of playmaking. His passes look a little different with that court spread than when that court tight.
Yeah,
and so the game is just so different. And everybody immediately, every time LeBron plays with somebody, they want to go right back and he better than this. And what happened to Anthony Davis? We forgot about him because not too long ago, Anthony Davis was the best player LeBron ever played with. They got to stop this shit.
Damn,
they do. But the thing is can he win a championship at this time with Luka at 40-some years old? Then that's going to be incredible.
Right.
If Luka is able to help him win a championship at this age and this stage in his life, because the other guys have done that. And so like I hate the comparison because it's unfair to Luka, first of all, but LeBron continues to play through different generations and the game has continued to change, but it's no different than the playmaking I was doing.
I was about to say, you got to hate the comparisons also because it's kind of a slight at you a little bit when they say
they got to keep bringing me up though. They got to keep bringing me up though. Listen, every time I'll be like, go ahead, say my name. Say my name, say my name. You know what I mean? I don't care. Please keep bringing me up. Talk about me. I'm looking at my daughter. We been sitting on the couch. I'm like, you see me, baby? You see daddy? I ain't played 6 years. You see me, baby?
No, I feel like we move so quickly when it comes to like eras in basketball like that. I think even
this
people.
Shit is ridiculous.
It's
bro.
crazy how people forget. I'm like, dog, are we still talking about, like, did y'all forget what Dwyane Wade was doing in the NBA at this point in time?
Like him, like it's the way that they just trying to wash away eras.
They're always ready for this
thing. Damn, like this era ain't even get started yet.
No, they don't even say nothing, but Anthony Davis, he just left.
He won with Bron.
They were just saying he was the best player. He fit perfect with Bron. Now Luka fits They played 17 games together.
This is crazy.
Like, y'all got to stop this, man.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it speaks to LeBron's greatness that anytime he gets a great teammate, they're always like, oh man, look how he fits with this player and this the best that.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
It's bullshit. It's terrible, Chad. Like, just let niggas live.
Yeah.
What he did with that man, that's what they did. What AD did with him is what AD did. Let's celebrate them niggas for those moments. Like, stop with this bullshit.
It's wild to think about because I just remember how much
bro he's happy as shit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, man.
Only because, bro, I have another mind with me.
There you go, and that's what he loves.
I said this before, he switched roles.
Yeah.
He AD.
He said he AD now. Yeah. He's the other guy.
And Luka is him.
Yeah.
All them outlet passes off the rebound, Luka could make those same passes that guy was making.
LeBron is good at basketball.
Yeah, man. You put that man
that's what my text to him
anywhere.
My text to him sometimes be like, you are just really good at basketball, bro. Like I
think he's doing okay.
Like he figures it out every time.
Picking and short rolling. Like, pick a short roll, making the pass out the short roll. Like, come on, man.
It's insane. I mean, it's...
He in the corner. I ain't never seen the nigga in 22 years. Now, I've been knowing this since high school. Never seen him sprint corner and shoot a three.
Open too.
Ever.
Like
he's willing to go to the corner and shoot a three.
Yo, I love when he do his heat check. Like he hit two and you know he about to pull from the logo. I'm here for it.
The LaFuck you three? That's what they call it?
Yeah. He be acting like he gonna pass it.
He start looking away and shit. What was it this? When he do this? When he do the fuck?
He ain't did that in a while. He put that away. He put that away for a little while.
He gotta pull that back out.
Shit ain't work.
He said it didn't work. Man, he shot about 75%. He was shooting 75% of the shot.
They on to that shit now.
He continued to keep being able to show us. That's what I'm saying. Like at some point when my body was like, nah, bro. My mind was thinking it. My body was like, stop playing with me. His body like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
He having fun, man. That man having fun with the game.
Yeah, man. It's great, bro. We ain't listen.
We better walk in the lane, bro. Luka just 2 dribbles, boo boo. He's like slow walking in the lane. No help. Niggas are staying home on threes on Vanderbilt. Like, damn.
It's a lot of space over here.
This guy report too literally.
This is nice. Sink man. That. Like,
only the good teams gonna do that. The teams that are not good, they don't have.
So it's no more of that.
No, it is that. Okay. It's for the good. Go watch OKC. They shrink in the court.
They shrink the court,
right? Yes. Like the good teams that are coached this way, and they got these players. That
Boston shrinks the court.
They shrink the court. Cleveland the teams that ain't at that level, they not doing that. They not taking them 2 steps in, Melo.
That's crazy.
And so Brian back cutting the hell out of them. They lazy.
Yeah, he just outsmarted.
Yeah, he's just smart.
He just outsmarted. Yeah. Look at it this way. They tell you in a profession, right? You gotta have 10,000 hours in doing something. That nigga got 20,000 hours
and counting.
He got
22,000
hours. This nigga mastered every aspect of the game of basketball at the highest level.
Yeah.
Man, he's a genius when it comes to basketball. Yeah. At every level and facet of the game of basketball.
He's literally a genius.
So whatever you throw in front of him, he got a counter and a counter and a counter.
Basquiat James.
That's why it's so hard. That's why he allowed JJ to kind of just do his thing. Right? He had to meet with JJ on the podcast. Yo, we gonna do a podcast for. I need to see where your IQ was at, JJ.
That's still crazy that they did that, by the way.
Nah, nigga, that was smart.
It was fire. That's what I mean crazy.
I need to see where you at, champ.
That's how you interview your coach.
We got to be like.
They ain't interviewing nobody. Like, I'm interviewing you, champ.
Yeah, he won.
We all got to sit in on his job interview for like 20 weeks.
It was a talk show on the job interview. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
They made a talk show out of the job interview.
I feel like this. I mean, outside of Kenny Atkinson, if you stop the Coach of the Year voting right now, like JJ gonna get a lot of votes. He might mess around and win that thing.
Nah, Kenny got that in the bag.
That's what I said. If it's not Kenny, you know, I think
if not, Kenny got that.
That's locked up.
Don't give it to Kenny. Don't even play the games. Like, give that shit to Kenny.
You're right.
Yeah, Kenny got that.
But JJ will get some votes, man. And that's impressive. First year coach. You know what I mean? Only a couple years separated from playing.
Listen, I think JJ's going to be a great coach in this game, but you know, also too in your first year when you get LeBron James and then you get Luka,
must be nice.
Yeah. Start off with that bullshit team first, and make them a playoff team. Then I'm gonna holler at you now. Okay, but the way that he has those guys playing. Yeah. The way that I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure they're in the top somewhere defensively, top 10, possibly defensively. Yeah. The way he has those guys playing, you know that he has their respect.
Yeah.
And ultimately in that locker room, that person who's standing in the middle of the floor in the locker room, he has to gain your respect. And he has that. And so give him credit for going in there and building that in his first year. Facts. But he also got one of the greatest players ever played a game of basketball.
He's managing well.
He's doing great job managing.
It could go wrong too. You know what I mean? It's not that easy.
They
can get the respect.
They call the play they don't like.
Exactly.
Why he's still in here? Okay.
Yeah.
You going with him?
Let's see them after about a 7-8 game losing streak. Let's see how things go for them.
They can start sitting at the end of the bench. This bracket season, FanDuel is letting you make the call because right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to bet on everything from clutch shots to last-second heartbreaks and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join, there's no better time. There's tourney action almost every day, and FanDuel has amazing bet types like spreads, totals, game props, and so much more. I always look forward to March Madness, from Selection Sunday to bracket busting upsets. The tournament is always live. This year, I've been pretty impressed with Kentucky, Auburn, Duke. Of course, Tennessee has been showing some promise. But this season, this tournament is going to be exciting. Watch it. But also visit FanDuel.com/promo 7 p.m. and get in on the college hoops action all tourney long. If you love watching players get buckets, then you're going to love this promo from DoorDash. This season, Dash Pass members will receive a special promotion every time a player scores 50 points or more in the game during the regular season.
That's right. So listen up, because this is a Dash Pass members only deal. So sign up today and save more all year round with $0 delivery fees and reduced service fees for eligible orders.
The offer is as follows. Listen up, man. When any player scores 50 or more points in the game during the 24-25 NBA regular season, Dash Pass members save 50% on an order the next day, up to $10 off. So lock in now so you can take part in this deal.
Make sure you use the promo code NBA50 the day after the 50-point game, and the offer is valid with use of that promo code from noon to midnight the day after a 50-point game on eligible orders at participating merchants. You must have an active Dash Pass account. Terms apply.
There's already been a couple 50-point games this month alone, and with teams fighting for the playoffs, I kind of expect to see some big performances down the stretch. So sign up for Dash Pass today for your chance to take part in this exclusive DoorDash deal. You know, they swoosh, you save. At 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, we're all about changing the game. That's why we're putting you into a game-changing product I use before a night out with drinks. It's called pre-alcohol.
Melo is talking about Z-Biotics. It's a pre-alcohol probiotic drink. Is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking.
When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down.
So just remember to make Z-Biotics pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly as always, and you'll feel your best tomorrow.
The tournament is right around the corner, so this March Madness, don't let anything sideline your celebrations. Grab pre-alcohol before you go out and be ready to cheer for your team all day and night long.
Go to zbiotics.com/7 p.m. to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use 7 p.m. at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money back, no questions asked.
So remember to head to zbiotics.com/7 p.m. and use the code 7 p.m. at checkout for 15% off.
Let's talk about, the Lakers weren't the only team that made a move to improve their team this year. The Golden State Warriors, man, and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler joined the team, and then the Warriors that kind of looked like they were kind of cratering a little bit. Feels like they saved their season. He's been a revelation for the Warriors, and they look like they are back in the championship hunt. Wade, you play with Jimmy. You know him very well.
Yeah.
Take us behind the curtain on what it's like being his teammate, and why do you think he's worked so well with Steph specifically?
Well, first of all, it's a new relationship. We all know when you're getting that new relationship.
Honeymoon phase.
Anytime a nigga start off, but first of all,
you know when you get that new relationship. We talk about what Martin say. I talked about with my guys. What Martin say? He was like, "What you want, baby?" He's like, "Yo, my man, give her 2 pieces of cheese, hook it up." The lady's like, "You better come on. You better come on." No, so they in the beginning of a relationship. I think Jimmy fits where he's different than what you used to for them, but it actually fits perfectly because there's so much attention on Steph on the perimeter. Right. And now Jimmy gets to, play that space down low a lot. Like you see Draymond hits him a lot in the paint, et cetera. But this is the way Jimmy Butler loves to play basketball. Like Jimmy can go off and he scored 55 in a playoff game versus, in Miami and so forth and so on. But when I go back to practice in Chicago with Jimmy, and Jimmy plays with the second unit. And when they talk about that, when Jimmy played with the second unit in Minnesota
practice,
this is how Jimmy plays. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, where he's not looking to necessarily average 25 plus a game. So to be 36 years old, this is the perfect role for him. If he stays in Miami, he has to be the star.
Right.
He goes to Golden State, he do not have to be the star. Shout out to Jimmy Butler for putting himself in a position that he can end his career the way that he wanted to. And he got himself out of a situation where a lot would have been on him to do what he was like. He wouldn't have got that $100 million possibly in Miami because you got to go out and average 25 plus and you got to take us to this level for us to pay you as a star. Now he moves to second, third, some nights fourth option where he can just be Jimmy Butler and he can in his career the last few years doing the things that he really, really does very well. And that's all the things in the game of basketball. So I love it. I love the fact that I get to see the Jimmy that I know at this point in his career.
You know, the way it ended though was very interesting because of the relationship with Pat Riley. You have a relationship with Pat. You know what I mean? Like,
y'all know it's very well documented. But I look at it like this. I look at it so many different ways. I feel that when you have the upper hand, you got to take it. Yeah. And if it gets to the end of the season, the Miami Heat has the upper hand. Jimmy Butler took his upper hand before they get to the end of the season. And he, like I said, he got himself about it. So no matter how loud it was, Jimmy did what Jimmy wanted to do.
Mission accomplished.
He put himself in a position where he took his upper hand in the time where he had it to get what he wanted. If the Heat get to the end of that season, they now have the upper hand and they get what they want. And it diminishes value a little bit in all these things because Jimmy dealt with a lot of injuries over there. The offense wasn't about Jimmy no more over there. It was more of an inclusive offense. Tyler Hero, he's now healthy. We pushing him up. So Jimmy Butler is one of the smartest human beings that I know. Let's not get it twisted. He's very smart, very calculated. And so I see your move, player. I like it. I like it.
I'll fuck with it.
I see your move.
Melo said a couple weeks ago, Jimmy Butler's the ultimate role player. You know what I mean? Like, he's not built to be, like you said, the guy to go out there and get 30 and 40. He could do it.
He could do it.
You know what I mean? But like where he fits best is ultimately as a complementary player to other stars. You know what I mean?
And at 36, 35, 36.
That's where you want to be, right?
Well, it ain't no better place to be. That's why you ain't happy. Ain't happy. So smart move by him. Him and his team. It's like I said, and I was, I got a lot of calls.
I was about to say.
I got a lot of calls. I ain't getting no checks, but I got a lot of calls.
I'm sure you had to play Switzerland a lot.
I ain't getting no checks, but I got a lot of calls.
Sometimes bullies get bullied, man.
I just hate that for us.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate that for Miami.
I don't like how the bullshit started to creep in, right? But I think both parties did what they supposed to do. Jimmy stood on. We talk about standing on what you stand on. Right. Jimmy stood on. He stood tall.
Yeah, it was time.
It's time.
It was time.
Let's not even play around with this shit. Like, I hear everything that's going on. I hear the little whispers. I hear the side conversations. I know what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, right? Let's not play this game. Nah. If you don't want to get me out of here, I'm gonna get myself out of here.
I hate the PR game that's been played.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I understand it, but I hate the PR game that's been played. What Jimmy did in Miami, not a lot of players that's going to put on that jersey is going to be able to accomplish. He didn't do it by himself,
right?
But as the leader of that team, as the best player, what he did there, not many players that would put that jersey on would be able to do that. So for the legacy of the Miami Heat organization, I hope one day he can come back and sit courtside and we can all sit there and laugh and joke. But also too, Jimmy may not ever come back.
It's over. That's going to take some time. That's going to take
a lot of time.
I'll ask you this though. Like,
Jimmy might go to a Minnesota game before he go
to all right, so like
that's crazy.
I'll put like this though, right? Like, in addition, you talk about what it sort of meant for the Heat franchise, right? Like, a big part about the Heat franchise is Heat culture and what that meant to, not just Pat Riley and Spo and yourself and all that type of stuff. Do you think the way Jimmy left and the way it all sort of rolled out and where Miami is now, do you think that sort of put like a little bit of a dent or a damper or change of what people see as Heat culture right now?
I don't know, man. I think Jimmy challenged Heat culture. I thought Jimmy was challenging Heat culture the whole time. Obviously I have a little bit more insight. And so they had to bend a little bit, and you have to do that. And as the game, Pat has had to bend a little bit as the game has changed and evolved, as the player has changed and evolved. So he had to bend a little bit, but at the same time, as long as that structure is there, as long as Pat turning 80 in a couple of days. As long as Pat's still there, as long as Nick's still there, Mickey's still there, all of them there, the culture is not going to go anywhere.
Right.
And as I said, when people was coming out talking about the stain on the Heat culture, it's like, that's not going to stop a player from going to Miami.
No.
It's not going to stop a player from going to get a $300 million in Miami, going to plan for the Miami Heat.
Word.
Not at all. So
No
I don't know what kind of stain, but that's a tie to go. You getting that stain right out. We rocking. So that ain't no real stain, but I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like it for our organization because, you don't want the great players to come through your organization and every time, it's time for someone to move on, both sides, for someone to break up, that it has to go this way. It has to go a way where, they leave and it's never, it's not, it should be give him his flowers on his way out the door.
Right.
But also Jimmy I can't say it was handled well on neither side. I just don't like it because I look at Shaq had to leave and it was ugly how Shaq left. Mine wasn't ugly, but the fact that I left, everybody was like, what went on? I didn't say anything about it. Y'all just heard me sign with the Chicago Bulls.
I was gonna say it was a little strange to see the way that unraveled with you, because it seemed like the way the Lakers treated Kobe, they was gonna treat you this way.
Oh, well, that's what I did. Let me tell you when you think somebody gonna do something for you, they don't. I'm sitting up there like, Kobe got that?
Like,
baby.
Like, what you did, I think once you got ownership or minority ownership of the Utah Jazz, I think a lot of people's eyebrows raised up like, yo, I thought y'all was...
It's business. That's just business.
That's just business.
Yeah, I learned the business when I was there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like as a player who accomplished everything I accomplished there, and when I had to leave, I didn't just leave because one thing happened. It was obviously a lot of things that compounded, and reason I did leave. And once again, I had to stand on something.
For sure.
I wound up leaving because just like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, I got to stand on something. So in that sense,
the crack, the laugh.
You got to stand on something, or they're gonna run over you.
I know the group chat sounds nasty.
It should be funny.
One thing that's funny to me, man. One thing that's funny to me is now that we got microphones, and now that the organization ain't the only one being able to control the narrative, and now that we're sitting here controlling the narrative, you know how many text messages I get when I come out and start talking my shit? I get a lot of I get
a lot of texts after this one.
Text messages I don't know, like, well, it didn't go that way. No, motherfucker, it did.
It did.
In my story, my once upon a time, it did. This is the way I saw it. But it's all love at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You forgive and you don't forget. My grandma taught me that. So you never forget. But you definitely forgive and you move on because you don't want to hold that weight. I love the Miami Heat. I love everything, about. I learned so much from them. I still utilize it in my everyday. Today, every day I wake up, I utilize something that I learned there. But I also don't forget, and that makes me better in business. And that also made me. I think it made me a better man because of everything that went down there. And so I'm appreciative of it. But it was some bullshit that went down too. Now.
All right. So speaking of that bullshit, right? Like there was some talk that when Jimmy was there, the inability to get him more help, like when Dame was available, there was Giannis stories. There's all these stories about all these big co-stars with Jimmy, especially during times when they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, they're giving it to the Celtics, they go into the finals, all that type of stuff. And they kind of kept running it back with the same people. How much of that do you think played into Jimmy wanting to leave the way he left? Knowing that they didn't really get him not saying Bam and Tyler Hero aren't great players, but they didn't get those marquee available guys when they were available.
I don't know. I mean, some things sound good, and you can't just make a move because someone wants you to make a move. Like it has to fit. It has to work. Like Giannis and Jimmy together. Like who? I don't want to see that.
Nah,
you want to see that?
I mean,
no, I don't want to see that.
They're great players, but I don't know if it's great basketball.
Exactly. So like, right. No. Everything just because you're a great player, you're like, I need help.
You said that shit.
I don't want to see that. I love both of those guys in different places.
I say a lot of shit. It sound. I tell them all the time, and I don't. Sometimes I just say shit.
I thought Jimmy had a great team for the way that Jimmy likes to play the game of basketball. Right. Like sometimes also too as players, like we're not all great GMs neither. I think that's the one thing too. It's a lot of times I wanted somebody and it was like, oh, I'm glad I'm glad we do that.
Right.
So like when I was there, I had 2 years where I was kind of after winning the championship where I was kind of leading the team by myself in a sense, and I wanted help. And I wanted them to make a move, and I was really like, putting pressure to make a move, and they did, and they stayed. No pun intended, they stayed pat. And because they stayed pat, we wound up getting Chris Bosh and LeBron James. And so I was sitting there like, oh, okay. Good move.
I'm
Good job. Yeah, good job. You know what I'm saying? If they did what I wanted to do, we would have never got there. I'd be sitting here on one championship. So,
it all worked out.
Well, guess what, man? The moral of this segment is we forgive but we don't forget.
Yeah,
so we ain't gonna forget your moment right here. So if you're familiar with this show, so you know we always ask questions about the 7 p.m. moment, that point in your life or their career when they lock in, when they had to lock in. But we're gonna do things a little bit different today, this time around. As I prepare to enter the Hall of Fame myself.
Big Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's see, I'm gonna talk. I can pat myself on the back with this one. Whoa. Now, I wanna hear firsthand from you, man, about your experiences about just getting included. Any advice that you have for me. Because I don't know what to expect. I done been to yours, I done been to MJ, I've been to a couple. But when you up there, it's different. Give me some advice, man. Talk to me.
Well, I was just with Charles Barkley and Grant Hill, Peyton Manning. We can't say where we were at, but we were all doing something cool together. And we talked about the Hall of Fame. And you got guys that enter the Hall of Fame at different levels and different journeys. Grant Hill had his career was stopped by injuries. Mm-hmm. Charles didn't win a championship, and I did, or whatever the case may be. But at that moment when each guy got on that stage and got inducted into the Hall of Fame, nothing mattered. Mm-hmm. Nothing in your career mattered. Everything in your life flashed back to you when you're going into the Hall. You know what I mean? When it comes to the journey and everything you put in and all the sacrifices that you made to get here. Like, no one knows that but you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like when you sit down and you got to put pen to paper and you got to write that speech, like going to that place where people don't know of how Melo became Melo, the unseen hours, you know what I mean? The moments where you wanted to give up, all these things, man. And so it's one of the best feelings that you will ever have, because, when you walk away from the game of basketball and you get to be up there with the gods, you already know you won, but that's the moment where it's really, really stamped. And you walking into a space where the game's been around a long time, but when you look at the Hall of Fame, it ain't 300 players in the Hall of Fame. It ain't even like 300 players in the Hall of Fame. And so when you own that stage, man, when you having that moment, dog, take a deep breath, take it in.
Stay mellow.
Okay. And tell us we want to feel it. Tell us the journey, man. Tell us what we don't know about Carmelo Anthony, because it's a lot that the media has controlled the narrative about you.
Facts.
What don't we know? How did you become this? How did you get here? And so, man, it's going to feel so good, dog. I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to see you on that stage, brother.
Yeah, indeed. I'm excited.
It's going to be amazing, dog.
Thank you for that kind of advice.
Bro. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Take it in. Stay mellow. Do your thing. Yeah, then we going to party.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, first of all, it's just crazy.
No, it is, bro. It's, again, like I had different experiences of like the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? I went years ago when MJ got in there. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, I went as like one of his students almost, in a sense. Like, damn, like this nigga just Hall of Fame. That's my teacher. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we doing. Then I have an opportunity to go in there with, did I go to AIs? No, I didn't go to AIs. Yours. And it's like, you sitting in there now and it's like, oh shit. Nigga, you close. That shit gonna be about 10 years from now. You know what I mean? Like that shit gonna be a long time. And then it's like, wow. As you walking around, that energy, no matter how good I thought myself was as a player, or how good I think myself is as a player, it's still a whole nother level of energy. Mm-hmm. So even though I walk in there with I am who I am, like I'm coming here to see my brother get inducted, it's still a certain energy that you can't fuck with. You can't be a part of that energy until you're a part of that energy. Mm-hmm. So experiencing that was like, damn, I know, you know what? I ain't even gonna play myself. Like, let me just go have some fun, just go to his party and just hang out and chill out, because it's not your time. Mm-hmm. And you want everybody else to have that same experience. When it's my time, then we gonna do it right and exact. You know what I'm saying? We have a good time out there in the
I can't wait to see that, bro.
Let you float, baby. Let your feet get off the ground. Levitate.
I'm flowing.
Levitate. That's your moment, man. That's your family moment.
I'm working on my penmanship right now, That's a lot of shit though. We ain't talking about NBA Hall. This is basketball Hall.
And they give you like 15 minutes too.
Yeah,
I went over. I definitely went over.
You did. I peeped that. I was there. I peeped that. Okay.
We stayed here tonight.
I'm pretty sure
got another minute and
I went 26 minutes. I went 26 minutes. They said 15.
You're the headliner, man. They give you more than 15.
Oh yeah, if you a headliner, man. That's what I told him. I was like, hey, I'm last, ain't I?
Hey,
don't count my clock.
Don't play the music.
No, turn it off.
cut this segment off and put my
let YouTube jump on. Yeah, let YouTube come in there. I'm getting this out.
Put my shit
this on 7 p.m.
digitally. I'm gonna put my shit digitally.
Y'all stream live from 7 p.m. or something like that.
TikTok my Hall of Fame, man.
But it's incredible to see, man, because like y'all are immortals to fans, man. Like especially if you come up, you like an 80s, 90s baby, bro. It's like there's certain people that you hear those names and it's like, bro, like these are the people who defined this sport, bro. Like
it's different when we spoke about the 75th, the 75 team, right?
Yeah.
So when you walk in those rooms, it's different.
It's different, dog.
When you like that's one energy you walk into.
It's different.
Right. And that's what you've made it from that. Like that's 75 to such. So you in here too. They like it's only 75 of us.
You know
what I'm saying? I'm here too. We ain't talking about nothing else. We're talking about this badge. This only shit we talking about. Wins and losses, this badge right here. That's a whole nother, you can stomp your feet in there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is something totally different. You have to be welcomed.
Yeah.
Like they have to open the gates for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at it from that perspective, it gives me a deeper appreciation of just the game, my career, the game of like basketball, the business of basketball, and just how much work those guys had to put in to get into that. Some guys 50, 60 years before they get into the Hall of Fame.
Say it again.
10, 20 years before they get in. Some people been on the ballot 6, 7, 8 times.
Some people got to die to get into it. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's like for me to be able to accomplish that, to do what I've done for 2 decades, and to be recognized for that, of what I brought to the game of basketball globally, not just domestically, for the game of basketball to be honored with that in 3 years of my removal of my graduation of the sport. Like I gotta appreciate that.
It's gotta be humble.
Also too, man, one of the coolest parts of the Hall of Fame journey is before you get to stage, like, you got to go down to Final Four with the other finalists and they're getting to know the other Hall of Famers, getting to spend time with the other Hall of Famers. That was something I didn't know, that, you get these dinners with all Hall of Famers. Like everybody class. There with the jack. Like, bro, it's different. It's like what they got to feel with the Masters when they all there with their jackets.
It's like
and
Field of Dreams, bro. It's like bro. You open up the gates to basketball heaven.
It's basketball heaven, and you're a part of it.
You talked about being welcomed in, right? Like Allen Iverson welcomed you into the Hall of Fame. He's the reason why he won number 3. Like he's the guy who pretty much presented you into the Hall of Fame. Yeah. How was that for you? And then I want to ask you, like, who do you want to?
I have no idea.
Open that gate for you, man.
That's, you know what? That's a tough decision there. Because it has to be someone in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if everyone understands that. It has to be someone that's already in the Hall of Fame to welcome you into the Hall. But outside of that, man, you go back to someone who was important on your journey, if you can. And, like, MJ's important in everybody's journey that grew up watching MJ. MJ ain't coming to everybody Hall of Fame, first of all. Yeah. So for me, man, I just went back to the kid that was in his driveway, trying to do after the Jadakiss commercial. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to throw moves, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going back to the guy who, like when we were growing, when Jordan moved away from the game, who we had AI. And just his, impact on me personally. And also too, just somebody I felt don't get enough flowers. Yeah. For how bad of a mofo he was. And so that's why I took a part of my speech and I directed it straight at AI. You know what I mean? Because I wanted him to understand what he meant for me as a kid that grew up in the inner city from, the backgrounds that we come from, how important you were, how important you are to us. And so I think it's going to be interesting, man, to see who my brother
that's going to be such an important pick. I mean, you got one good candidate right here, but you have to beat up. So that's like low hanging fruit right there. That's a good candidate. I'm saying, what we doing? That's low hanging fruit.
But it's like you don't know, because that pool, man. It's it's also you gotta figure out what inspired you, like who inspired you. So it's very hard to Yeah, the reason why I say this is low-hanging fruit is because we peers too, man. You get what I'm saying? So we part of the same time and
but personally
competing against each other. Like, but the flip side is that's my brother. So it's like, nigga, my brother brings me in, but I don't know.
I don't want to make the pitch for it, but I just think it'll be cool because, like you said, like you need, you know what I mean, a person who's already in the Hall of Fame to go in.
Makes sense.
You picked AI. I think AI is like the blueprint of OGs, like as far as people who show love unconditionally to this
AI, but he already took AI. He already took
it. They used MJ and Charles 17 times already. You can use it. You can keep remixing. There's only so many people. It's only a pool.
But I think it'd be a dope moment for like that brotherhood to be like out there. You know what I mean? For the world to see. Like, I mean, you know, fuck what I think, but you know what I mean? There's a ton of OGs there. I think it'd be something special about like your brothers bringing you in.
No, that's
you
a
know
fact.
I mean?
That's why I say that's low-hanging fruit, but I got to try to be creative too. That's easy in the sense of like, I could just really have a conversation with my brother and just like, yo, this means a lot.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? That's relationship. I'm saying
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
When you talk about like,
I'm gonna find my way to Springfield, damn it. I'm gonna be in the Carrier Dome seats.
They opening up the pearly gates. Like they are like, they could come on in.
You talked about that dinner, you know what I mean? That you sit and you're sitting with the Hall of Famers. You talk about the NBA 75, being around all those people. Like basketball heaven, there's only a few gates over there. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't want to hear nothing. I don't basketball conversations.
Yeah.
Nothing. Before I done dealt with the basketball conversation for 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear shit. Don't talk to me about nothing. Like, let's have a real conversation. If you have a bullshit conversation about basketball, I'm not with it.
I am
stamped.
I remember sitting in the stands.
Real conversations. Like,
I remember sitting in the stands in New York and watching Melo's first college game.
Yeah.
Where we were in the same, kind of tournament, Coaches versus Cancer.
Yeah, we lost in Memphis.
And I remember watching his first game, though. And I remember that was before we knew anything about number 6, number 23 over there, number 1 pick. I walked away. I said, "Oh, that's the number 1 pick in the draft." I had never seen a player in my own eyes that he was cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was cold. And so now to be able to know I'm going to sit there and watch my brother go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you play a part.
You know what I mean? It's incredible, bro. It's an incredible journey, man. Incredible journey.
You play a part.
It's incredible for the fans, too, because, like, we all watched that shit. Like, that was... You know what I mean? Like,
fans gave me hell, nigga.
It was out of love.
No, it was out of love, man. We can laugh and joke about it.
That's because he was a bad boy.
You know what I'm saying? We can laugh and joke about it.
Man, that generation, bro, when it gets time to like finally the takes and the
I love it.
The conversation, the opinions, all that shit. Once all that shit is done, and now we can actually sit there and see the Wades, the Melos, the Bronze when it's his time. Like that class of people.
Young too, though. Like, fresh out. Basically,
still, you know what I mean, moving around. All right, they ain't got to limp. No, I mean, no disrespect. They don't got to limp up to the fucking.
No, I don't agree with that.
It's dope.
I don't have them come up there. Just sit on their wall. I agree. Like, come on, man. Like, I get that's a good honor, but
for young black men
that's not cool.
who have enjoyed this game, who have enjoyed not just what y'all done as players, but more importantly, what y'all done outside the game to help grow everything around it, grow your people, all that type of stuff. I think that's very important for people like us to see. You know what I mean?
That's
especially as bro. Like that's peers are going in like that. So,
bro, let me give you perspective, bro. Where we come from,
yeah.
8 people in the 3 bedrooms.
Yeah. Man.
Scratching, sharing clothes, sharing, boiled eggs and shit, like
water pissing in the bed, you right next to him.
Like, this is where we come from. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Projects, ghettos, riding elevators and shit. You get what I'm saying? On the roofs, playing touch football. Like, this is where we come from. Struggle. So when you're able to make it out of that and go to a fraternity like the NBA, right? I talk about journey all the time.
Yeah.
The reason why I can appreciate my journey now is because I can look back at the total journey, not this moment or that moment or that moment. I can say, hey, I started off this way. I went through this. I got back up. I came back down. I went back up. I got success. Boom, boom, boom. I can look at the total picture and really say, yo, Melo, are you really happy with the way your career was? I can walk away and say, yeah.
You're damn right.
That's the beauty in all of this. Yeah. So when I talk about journey and longevity in the game, a lot of people don't have that longevity enough to really go through these phases of their journey. Mm-hmm. They don't know who they are because you never went through certain phases of your journey. You probably went through one phase of what was written for you to go through. Mm-hmm. I went through 4 or 5 different phases of what was written for me. So to have that experience is like, nigga, I'm at peace talking the game of basketball. Like you just have a total different perspective on what it is.
You know what I'm saying? People that hear you talk about the game hear it too. It's like, man, like for everything he went through, all the BS, all that type of stuff, the way you speak about it, and even like the way players come up to you and
it's just a greater appreciation. Because players also know I didn't cut no corners, bro. Right. Like, that's at the end of the day, like it comes down to your work ethic and your peers respect how you work.
Mm-hmm. And you're one of the most respected players in the game of basketball ever.
Yeah, so it's like how you work and how you present yourself to people goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I can't wait for that day, man. It's going to be beautiful.
Shouldn't be either. I can't wait, though. It's going to be a crazy day.
Yeah, bro. Bring them tears out.
Yeah,
you think you're going to cry?
They already there. They going to be there. They going to be there.
I'm glad you're
They going to come early or late.
You going to wear glasses?
Come on, Chan. That's like my ID.
Oh, fellas, the streets is asking. So we got to answer. It's time for one of our newest segments here on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. D-Wade, during this portion of the show, we do our best to truthfully answer a question for a member of the 7 p.m. family out there. This week, we got a video message from our boy, Doug. Let's hear Doug out. What he got?
Doug looks serious.
Doug on a plane, too.
Doug on a plane.
Melo, that first signature shoe is iconic. What are your thoughts on the current sneaker game in the NBA? Do you think the athletes prioritize fashion or function?
The Melo 1.5s, you know what I mean? Classic kick right there.
So the Melo 1.5s was like a new, like...
It was like the first hybrid.
It was like a new invention almost in the game with technology.
Yeah.
So we was trying something totally new that the sneaker game haven't seen at that point in time. And I think people, the sneaker world, it was different than what they was used to wearing as a performance basketball shoe. And at the point in time, it was a lifestyle shoe. It became a lifestyle shoe. At that, I think today, it's, I can't even speak on today. Like, I don't even know what, it's definitely got to be fashionable. But I think
it's functional.
I think today also, they have a lot more opportunities to do creative things with their sneakers.
Right.
They told us our shit had to be all white or all black. That's true. In the third accent color. Like,
that's true.
You come out there with a lime green and your uniform is black. Nigga, David Stern's on your ass. Nigga, take that shit off.
Not happening.
You have somebody come to you like they dropping a memo off on the bench. Yo, David Stern said, yo, go change your shoes.
Bro, we had 6 games a year we can wear white shoes. The rest was black.
See?
Really? I know that. I just thought it was
now
home
it's
and away
like
games.
Colors. It's no rules no more. But I like it today.
Yeah.
You be creative.
All right, but what about like as far as signature shoes are concerned? I'm gonna take his question. As far as signature shoes are concerned, do you think the athletes put more emphasis on making it look good or just like making a good hoop shoe? Because I think the people who designing the shoe are actually culturally, they in the culture. So they trying to tie in everything.
Well, it ain't working.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The shoe business is down.
I can't tell you the last time.
He said function or fashion.
Yeah, so fashion ain't working then.
But that's what I'm saying.
To me, I think it's function. Yeah. Because fashion ain't working. Anybody running out to the stores buying signature shoes from athletes like that.
I'll tell you, the only person I've seen move some signature shoes lately is Anthony Edwards. He's the only one I've seen people like the AE ones.
Yeah,
the AE ones move. But as far as
Luka's move, Jason Tatum's move. I'm just telling you what moves.
Okay, I see what you're doing. You're right. Yeah.
Luka's move, Jason Tatum's move.
Yeah.
You understand?
Get the Jordan logo on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just
unfair advantage.
I see what's happening.
Put that logo on it.
Those are
put that Jumpman, people buying it.
Yeah.
Jaws move.
Retros is always gonna move. They put out 12s, and 11s, and 3s, and 4s every year.
They moving, but the market is down.
Yeah.
I know.
It's relative.
It's relative. I think when you come, I think Shea tried to, do a little bit more fashion.
I like Shea.
I think he try to do a little bit more fashion.
Joint.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he gonna hit us with all the colors and all other things. But I think he went with a little bit more fashion forward.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if it's function, but I would say it's led by fashion.
Yeah. Right.
More so than I haven't
gives
tried
you a little cost of pause because it's Converse, but Nikes they're all under the same sort of umbrella. So probably got some pretty good function as well. It's looking good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I started with Converse. I fucked with Converse. We can retro some of them waves too soon.
Yeah, it's style. You hear them?
You got something we can retro them soon.
The Bookers are solid. They're a little plain, but they solid.
Nah, the Bookers is fire.
I like them Bookers. The Kobe's is always gonna move.
A little more fashionable.
Yeah, fashion.
You take an iconic silhouette and you just make it performance.
True, true. The Kobe's always gonna move. Always, you know what I mean? Like,
no doubt.
Always gonna make sense.
That's a brainer. That's a no-brainer right there.
No brainer. But shout out Jordan. Shout out Lening. Am I shouting out Lening still?
Wade.
Shout out Wade.
No, Wade.
Six shoes.
Lening over here. Wade over here. Fuck, this shit is different. Like you say Nike Jordan, nigga, you gotta say Lening and Wade.
I rocked some Wades at the Lifetime Fitness earlier today, man. Still pretty good functional hoop shoe. Got some bounce to it. Like it.
I got a couple little homies in B-More though. We could, send over to you. Way of Wade.
Please do, man. Shout out the Melo signatures as well. It's 1.5's classic.
Let's fucking bring them back, Jordan, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Come on, man.
The 12s is coming out though. The 12s are coming out.
With the blue on the bottom?
Yeah, the white.
Oh yeah, those is crazy.
Out.
I had that issue with Slam when you had them on. I was like, yeah.
If we could pre-sell, if we could pre-sell 5,000 5.5s, we'll release them.
I already know I'm not getting those, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
If we can pre-sell the sneakers,
I said 5,000. I said 5,000.
I mean, something for the Hall of Fame. Give us something for the Hall of Fame.
We working.
I'm already upset at the sneakers app preeminently. Like, I already know.
We working on something special.
Speaking of something special, ain't nothing more special than the number one segment in America. Dwyane, you know what it is. Melo, you know what it is. You are no stranger to the show. You already know how it goes. It is called Fuck With It or Fuck Out of Here. This is where we react to a trending topic and we decide if we're fucking with it or we getting it the fuck out of here.
I haven't seen the topic, by the way.
Like Carmelo used to say when he used to grab a rebound. Fuck out of here. Wade, Melo, y'all ready? Let's make it happen. 7 p.m. alumni Joe Budden and his podcast crew. Shout out Amani. I ran into him yesterday. They released some footage of them all hooping on Patreon. The video went viral. It made the rounds. They had, I think Ish like tore his Achilles or something like that. Mark Lamont Hill was dribbling around like he was Kyrie. They had Melissa Ford doing the sideline interviews. It was hilarious. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm sitting here with two of the greatest basketball players ever, and I'm hoping that they didn't see it yet. Do we have clips? Are we going to show them some footage? Oh, yeah. We need y'all reaction to this.
Nah, because the stand first is great. How you come on the video? Hold on, go back. The intro to the clip is crazy. Yo! He calling for the pick. Look, come on, man.
Yo.
Mouse in the house. He's sizing him up. Look, hey.
Look at the ball. It's the ball.
Okay. He called foul.
Joe looked like they want to call a foul and then take his ball if he don't get a call.
That was the intro was
crazy.
The triple threat. The Melo triple threat.
Let's go.
Nah, you got to do that. Too much time.
Let's go, Joe.
Oh,
okay,
oh my God, guys. Fuck with it. I'm fucking out of here.
Hey, Joe.
Rate Joe Budden and his crew's game.
I think that's the worst pickup game I've ever seen. Ever. Tell me that was a skit.
Yo, amazing content. Amazing content.
I paid $20 to watch that. That was hilarious.
Fuck out of here on them just... The game. Fuck out of here.
Oh, my man Joe.
I fuck with the fact that Joe Budden actually thought he was athletic enough to step through off the backboard and catch it. Nah.
You know when kids watch the NBA too much?
Nah, that's crazy.
Jordan watch too much NBA.
I knew that was going to be some shit on the opening stance.
Crazy. The triple threat was crazy, though, man.
Was that a triple threat?
It was like a behind the head sort of jab move. I don't know what that was.
That's nuts.
Joe, my man, though. Shout out Joe. He's great.
Thank you for the content, Joe. Thank you for the content, bro.
I didn't even see that one.
With the T-shirt.
The backboard is crazy. What you thought you was going to do with it?
Try to John Morant that joint like, I can get this.
What was next? Even if he'd have caught it, what was next?
Oh,
That's crazy. I didn't see that. I never saw that. I never saw that.
It was crazy. There's crazy clips out
That
there
was
too. You gotta go watch
crazy.
that, man. I
love the content, man.
Oh, shout out to the JBP, man. Good folks over there.
Wow.
Guys, Kevin Hart has sworn off jeans for the rest of his life because he believes that he has aged out of them. During an appearance on the Jennifer Hudson show, Kevin explained, quote,
Kevin got
for
some
me,
shit.
everything changed when I got 40. I'm 45 now, almost 46. It's all pants, all slacks. Jeans are not the same.
Kevin way older than 45. You better stop lying. Ain't no way in hell Kevin Hart 45 years old. Boy, you fit.
Jeans hurt and are not comfortable. They hurt my knees and they hurt my waist. All slacks, soft waistbands. Fuck with it or fuck out of here.
I'm gonna go
40
first.
is the cutoff age for wearing.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first because I'm 43. I'm fucking with it.
Fucking with
I don't want no jeans.
I was about to say, you got the, you know what I mean?
You gonna catch me in some slacks all down. Everything he said, I'm fucking with it. I don't want no jeans. I need to be able to move. I need to be able to do this. I like to cross my legs. You know what I'm saying? I like to sit like this. Them jeans ain't gonna let me live. I'm fucking with it, K-Hart. Get them pants out. I tell my stylists all the time, don't bring no jeans in here. Please don't bring no jeans in here.
You know, I wear sweats all day.
I'm fucking with it. You ain't lying.
I wear sweats all day.
Yeah.
He said soft waistbands.
I'm starting to get the sweats, the denim sweats.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Color joints?
I got the
soft waistbands was
I'm talking
real.
about real denim.
It's
and
real,
shit.
bro. The page.
Real denim. The shits is sweats.
My guy over there got some jeans on. I couldn't rock them.
He got jean sweats on?
No, they got just regular jeans on. I couldn't do it.
Listen.
They are wide though. They are
Listen,
wide.
man, sweat jeans is coming, man.
Denim
You know what I'm saying?
joggers?
Sweat
denim
jeans.
jogger joints? Let's see,
I'm fucking with it,
Sweat
K-Hart.
jeans. I fuck with it though.
He makes a lot of valid
It ain't
points.
45 though. He
It's
stopped
more about
lying.
like at this time for me, it's like comfort, man. I gotta be comfortable.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't put on no hard bottoms. Should be hurt your feet. I'm cool. Like, nah. I don't want no slacks. I don't just get me. How we dress up a sweatsuit? You know what I'm saying? Like
And there's nowhere I have to be at 40 where you have to wear jeans, unless like
Yo, listen,
you don't have to wear jeans.
You know what changed my perspective on like on that styling? Like, yo, always gotta like be tight and you know what I mean? Be dressy. I'm like, nah. When I got in the tech game, in the tech industry, when I was investing, and I used to go to these meetings and shit, these niggas in there with black tees, white, they will always own black tees and gray tees, not white tees. The tech world, they wear black tees and gray tees. They're in there with white tee, jeans, slippers. They come to meetings, board meetings. Sneakers, Jordans.
Crocs.
All type of shit.
Toes out.
Toes out. All type of shit. I'm like, damn.
They said it's one less thing for them to think about when they can just
So
throw on
I
the shirt
took,
and
my
shit.
point is I took that approach. I'm just going to be comfortable as possible. If you want me in your room, here's what you get. But you got to know when to throw the suit on. But even the suits now is like sweatpants. You know what I'm saying? Sweatsuit, blazer, sweatpants, jacket. Pants.
Pull some off for some room in there.
I'll
you know
fuck
what
with
I
it,
mean?
go, Kev.
Yeah, man. Shout out,
You ain't
Kevin.
45 though. You can stop lying. Tell the people the truth, Kevin.
How old is he?
I'm 43 and nowhere in hell Kevin Hart 45 years old.
That is a
He's
fact.
Hollywood, man. They got
he lying.
Oh, Hollywood age.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hollywood age is different. You know what I mean? I watched Paper Soldiers.
Yeah,
That
he
was
may
a
be
long time ago.
4'5". That nigga's not 45.
Shout out to Kev.
Shout out to Kev, man.
Legend,
Little
man.
Kevin. Little animation
Kev on
show. Yeah, little
BET,
Kev.
yeah.
Shout out.
Legend, man. Melo, a picture resurfaced from 20 years ago. Oh, this is right up my alley. Of a young Melo with WWE superstar John Cena.
It's my man.
Legend right there. Can't see me. You know what I mean? The greatest of all time. Cena recently shocked the wrestling world after winning the WWE Elimination Chamber match by attacking WWE champion Cody Rhodes and aligning himself with the final boss, The Rock. He was also on there with Travis Scott. Apparently, Travis Scott smacked the shit
Why
out
they
of
stop
Cody's.
that man like that?
Yo, you
though?
saw that, right? Like, yo.
They started leaking.
Dog, bust his eardrum, legit too. Like
That's
just,
crazy.
You know what I mean? I get it. You want to make it look real, but it was crazy.
Nah.
The betrayal set the stage for a matchup between John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, Nevada. Melo, first, I need the backstory on this pick because as a wrestling fan, I've watched it for years and I need to hear this.
Was that All-Star Weekend?
Was it? Might have been.
I think it was All-Star Weekend at the pool party, at the pool tournament. Remember they had a pool tournament? Who was that, Zoe?
Magic and Zoe?
Yeah, they had the pool tournament. I think that's where that picture was at.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
We had the belt. But yeah, go way back, man, with them WWE guys, man. John Cena was my guy.
Fuck with it or fuck out of here. John Cena turning heel on Cody Rhodes and going for his record 17th World Championship.
I don't like how he switched up, though.
That was kind of crazy, right?
I was hurt when Hulk... See, I'm a wrestling fan. Hulk Hogan switched up, I was pissed. When he went black...
NWO?
Not black, but like...
Yeah, black. He's definitely not going black.
No, you said when he went with Black Unity and all that.
Definitely not going black.
But that's what they compared it to. The John Cena turn.
Yes.
Was probably the biggest
as a fan, I was hurt when he did that.
Yeah.
I was hurt. Fuck that nigga, man. Hulk Hogan, man. Nigga switched over.
Yeah.
So I understand Cena doing that. Like, the fans is hurt.
Hey, roll with the winner, baby.
You gotta roll with the winner. I ain't gonna hold you, man. It was kind of crazy because, like you said, John Cena's been a good guy since what, 20-something years, 22 years, you know what I mean? Always been hustle, loyalty, respect, you know what I mean? Basically, this generation.
He was a soldier. He was Captain America. Like,
it was this generation saying praise each of vitamins, right? Like, you know what I mean? Make-A-Wish record holder, like a real life.
He rebranded. He rebranded.
You know what I mean?
He ain't hosting no more.
He got tired of wearing the jorts.
That's Kevin. Talk about the jeans.
He got tired of wearing the tight jorts, right? With the wrestling boots.
Yeah,
he used to wear the Jordans. He wear the Jordans, the AJ ones. You know what I'm saying? No shirt on with the belt. Like, they got tired of that shit.
You think he's gonna retire the jorts when he come back out? You think he's gonna be on some?
Yeah. You gotta go. You know?
Man, listen, The Rock is the #1 paid actor in the world. He was like, I'm gonna go over here.
Yo,
I'm gonna go do this since
I ain't gonna
you ain't
hold
taking
you.
that one acting class and you #1. I'm going over here. That's what y'all talking about.
Get that nigga.
I love it though, man. That whole scene, and even more funny than that was watching the Travis Scott of it all. When
I just want to know, you know,
I'm in there.
You
I'm in that
with
world.
WWE, right? You work with WWE. Let me just say that. Why did he think that was cool? Why he slapped that man like that?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you.
He had WWE so slick with it. They came out and sent down a report. Yeah, wrestling is real. No, the fuck it's not. That shit ain't real. It was bleeding. No, that man can't hear
on
shit.
His face, mind you, he had all these rings on.
Why
like, damn.
Travis Scott, you got too excited.
You about to get a lawsuit.
So I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? So The Rock had a press conference afterwards.
Nigga was listening to Utopia, man.
They're like, yo, what happened with, you know what I mean, Travis Scott? And they told me, he's like, yo, Travis said he wanted to get, you know what I mean, active, physical when there. He's like, how's it going to look like? And The Rock told him. It's kind of The Rock's fault, actually. Rock was like, yo. The Rock was like, yo, if you're going to, you know what I mean, this is our business. Like,
so
if
he
you're going to get in there.
Make it count and slap the shit out of him.
He was like, yo, you got to make it, make it count, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean, the term is protect
shot.
the business.
Do not miss your chance to blow.
The term is protect the business. And Travis Scott was like, all right, they had Cody Rhodes on the floor, face down, and just
come on, broski,
bam, like a
champ. Nah,
popped his eardrum, had a cut on his face, black eye.
If I was Cody Rhodes, I'd have got out of character. Jump right up, nigga. Cut, nigga. What?
Commercial. Go to commercial.
Travis Scott has his grass. Bro, you don't slap nobody that hard. Hey, first of all, you got to learn how to slap somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't slap them straight down. Like, no, you slap the shit out of them. You know what I mean?
There's no give. Your face already on the floor. It's like you just got.
You got a little cuff the ear a little bit. Crazy. You know what I mean? Cuff the ear. Not flat, slapped like come on. And you know, he was extra excited. He probably listened to all his albums before.
Hell yeah.
Nigga, man. Come on,
they came backstage hype as hell. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's that excitement that broke Cody Rhodes' eardrum, man.
Fuck crazy. That, man. WWE, man.
Hey, I'll be in Vegas for WrestleMania. What's up? I can't wait.
With that said, man, D-Wade, we ain't gonna hold you up no longer, man. We appreciate you.
Yes,
always.
sir.
Yeah.
Just coming and sitting on the couch.
You already know when I come in the city, I gotta give him my guy, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, always, man.
We appreciate you, man. We give you your flowers. We gave you your flowers in Vegas. It was hot. You know, it was a little cooler now. We get you different type of flowers at this moment. But we appreciate you.
Hey, we at Red Hook, baby. I'm thankful to come up here, man. Come to Brooklyn, man.
We give you black. You get black roses over here.
Yes, sir.
You know, that grow through the concrete in Red Hook. You know what I'm saying?
Love, always.
Man,
I'll be back.
Yeah, you're always welcome back, brother. And just, you know what I mean, just watching y'all two, y'all careers two of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I mean? Sitting here, this is where media is going. This is the beauty of it right here. Like, we could see the unfiltered real talk.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? Nobody got thrown under no buses and anything like that. It was beautiful. It was beautiful
Travis
to see.
Scott, he let y'all know, don't walk up on me. I hit you.
But guys, this has been 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the Wave original by FanDuel. Subscribe to our YouTube and podcast channels. It helps us a whole lot when you like, rate, and review. Leave those comments whether you like it, whether you love it. And realize I didn't say hate it. Just all the positive stuff in there. You know what I mean? It really helps us out. For myself, Carmelo Anthony, Dwyane Wade, our Hall of Fame couch. This has been 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Thank y'all for pulling up to the hook. And we catch y'all next time, people. Peace.
Peace.